Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And welcome to my weekly vlog. We are on vlog number 4. And I want to say hello to all my new subscribers out there. The other day I noticed that I had reached 2,000 subscribers, and oh my word, I never ever thought that was going to happen. When I reached 1,000, I was absolutely thrilled, and I had said to myself, if I can get around 12 to 1,300 subscribers, I think that would be a really nice place to be. And well, it came and it went and it kept going, and here we are, folks. I'm over 2,000. It's just unbelievable. I really don't have the words for it, but I want to thank you, each and every one of you, the new ones who have arrived, the excuse the word old ones who have stayed by me, and I just really, I have no words except that I can't say how much I appreciate all of you for sticking with me and watching me and becoming my friends. There's those of you who I've become close with. We email, we message each other's. There's those of you I've gotten to know down in the comments, and I know there's lots of you out there who just aren't the commenter type of person, but I'd like to think of you as my friend too, and just let me know at any point in time that you're there, and I'll be here to say bright and cheery welcome. So, what I'm going to do with this video is I am going to try and work hard on time, because last video was too long. There's nothing I could do with it because I thought I'd given good content. I didn't want to cut any out. So yeah, I do not want these videos to be 2 hours long. That one wasn't, but it was pretty close to it. So what I'm going to be doing this time, besides talking so fast, just realized how fast I was talking, but yeah, I will talk fast if I have to, is I'm going to keep my eye on the clock, and if I do a video Monday to Friday at 20 minutes each, that works out to 1:40, an hour and 40 minutes, which I think will be my maximum. I'd like to be around 1:30. There are going to be days when I don't log in because it's happened so far. I haven't been able to log in every day. So I just keep my eye on the clock, and that's what I'll be doing behind the scenes, is timing, counting up how much I've got and how much time I have left and all those sorts of things. So the only thing I want to do while I'm presenting a content to you from my login is to keep my eye on the clock, and that's what I'm going to do. So for the next 17 minutes, we are going to be working on a mandala. This is from a pack that Tabitha Barnett gave away for free for during COVID, so that we would have something to do when we didn't have anything to do. There was a period in time last month, no, not last month, in April, when a lot of illustrators gave away some freebies to keep us all as colorists occupied. And this is my Tabitha one. I'm working on completing it. I believe there's somewhere between 5 to 7 mandalas, so I'm working on them this month. This is the second one I've got to. These are my colors that I picked, and if you can believe it, I randomly picked these. 2 greens, 2 oranges, and a blue. And I've got lots of leaves, and I picked 2 greens. Sometimes it's just kismet, and everything flows and goes together so well. So, first of all, let me start coloring. First of all, I want to give an update on Erie's Romantic Country Part 3. On Erie's Instagram channel, she showed us that the Japanese edition of Romantic Country Tale 3 is back in print, or at least will be shortly. Nobody in the comments spoke English, so it's hard to know exactly what she was saying, whether she was saying it is or it will be, but she's definitely making an announcement about the book coming back into print. So we know that much. And I think what we're going to have to do at this point now is to keep our eyes open on Etsy for the sellers to start selling that Japanese edition. From there, who knows if it's going to come into English. I don't know. I can only guess. But for me, I will buy the Japanese edition when it starts coming onto Etsy. So if you're regular buyers off of Etsy, ask your seller if they're going to be getting it in, and see if they know what the scoop is. So I had somebody ask me how I ended up on YouTube, and that's kind of a, well, it can be a short story or it can be a long story, but I'm going to try and make it a 14-minute story. Oh dear, everything's going to be about time now. Okay, I've always had an internet presence, ever since the internet came into being. I started out back in the days when it was dial-up internet, and I logged on to the free internet service of my city, and all that there were for us to go to were bulletin boards. And at that point, I was a single mom, and I started selling collectibles on those bulletin boards. And from there, that's kind of, the rest is history. I went through, the internet developed, I kind of stayed along, kept up to date with what was going on, and my biggest, longest run on the internet was being a bookseller for just over 10 years, and having a blog in which I was a book reviewer. And that was back in the day when the publication companies sent us physical copies of books. This is before NetGalley, and way before it had even been thought of. So yeah, I did that. I had a blog. I met people that I became friendly with and stuff. And also at that time, Yahoo had groups. Everybody belonged to Yahoo groups back then. And Yahoo wasn't even the first company to own these Yahoo groups. They started off as, well, Lord, I can't remember. It went through about three or four different buyers until it rested with Yahoo. And I belonged to Yahoo groups there, and all the things that I was interested in mostly had to do with books, with children's books. That's what I sold for the longest time. I specialized in children's books because I came from a homeschooling background. I homeschooled both my children. My eldest son was homeschooled straight through into university, and my second son was homeschooled through grade 7. In grade 8, well, he was homeschooled, and then he was half homeschooled, and grade 7 we transitioned him into going into school full-time. So at the beginning of the year he was being half and half, and by the end of the year he was going to school full-time, so that he'd be ready for high school, and he'd have the 1 year of grade 8 to get used to it before he went to high school. At that point in time, my health wasn't doing so great, so it was, there were lots of reasons why the decision was made, but yeah. So that's what was going on in my life, and why I was concentrating on children's books. Plus, I had always been a children's book illustrator collector. I collected books based on the illustrator. And eventually, though, my blog took a turn and a difference as what we sold changed. Business became more expensive to run, and eventually, at some point, we decided to close the doors because we were making a third of what we had been at our heyday. So we did that, but I kept my presence as a book reviewer on my blog, and I decided to specialize in the kind of books that I liked the best to read, and that was mystery, thriller, horror, and that's the way my blog went. After a few years of doing that, I got tired of it. I think no matter what you do, you need times out. You get a little tired and need a break. So that's what I did, but I never went back to blogging. I came over to YouTube around the same time that I stopped blogging, and I started doing YouTube. Now, it wasn't a natural thing for me to do, because this is really tricky here, because these things that go around here, it goes all right in here, and I don't think that should be colored. Maybe I will color inside there. I wasn't going to, but yeah, I'm going to now. Yeah, so I gave up one and went to the other, and it wasn't exactly a natural thing for me to do because of my anxiety, and I mean, the depression didn't really have anything to do with me having a hard time coming on, but it was the anxiety and my shyness. I am Aspergian, or have Asperger's if you want to say so. I have a hard time dealing with people face to face. So it was a really hard decision for me to be able to talk to people, even if it was online. But the decision was made because I wanted to keep connecting with people, and this was the new stage. People weren't blogging as much anymore. It wasn't the place for everybody to, everybody had to have a blog at one point in time. But now it's like everybody has a YouTube channel has a presence online. And so that's what I wanted to do, and I got up the nerve, and I did it. I did not start YouTubing as a coloring channel. It just, it grew into it, really. I started off doing hauls and makeup. I was a makeup freak at one point, and I loved doing hauls and I was addicted to those subscription boxes when they first came out, so I did a lot of unboxing of those, and that's how my channel started. At that point in time, I didn't really see how it could ever become a platform where I would fit in and find like-minded people. But my channel changed and it grew, and I decided to start YouTubing my hobbies. So I went to mixed media, and I found a place for myself. I made a few friends, but not many, and I never really felt welcome. I'm not saying anything bad about the mixed media, collage, junk journal, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying anything bad about that community. It's just that I was never able to connect and feel as if I was a part of that group. So I was getting tired of it, and I get tired of things. That's just kind of like the way I am, and then I switch things up. I do that in tons of places in my life. My husband is surprised that I've kept him for so long. We've been married for 24 years. But yeah, I've kept him. Probably the only thing I've stuck to for so long. And so I turned to coloring because I had recently gotten back into coloring. I never really stopped coloring. I just wasn't coloring for the sake of coloring. I was coloring for material for my it was called a daily creative journal, where I journaled every day, but through the ephemera of my life. So it was very visual journaling rather than a lot of words. There were some words, but not a lot. It was mostly, as I said, visual. And I would color and cut up my coloring books to put in and make nice collages and stuff. But as I was getting more and more involved in coloring, I decided to switch and start YouTubing about my coloring, and the rest is history. I just felt so welcome when I entered the coloring community. I could not believe how friendly it was and how welcoming. I have to say, it's the most welcoming group that I've ever found in my days of participating in social media. Now, I'm not the most outgoing person, so, perhaps I could have made more of the other communities, but then again, it was because of the welcome and the feeling of belonging right from the beginning. Even when nobody really knew who you were, they were ready to welcome you and to have you belong to the community, which really set me off on this journey, which has ended up with me having just a teeny bit over 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, I hope to pass on to people what I received when I got here. I hope that people find me welcoming, and that they feel free to be themselves when they're here. And really, I can't say any more. That is the story of how I got here, and I got through my shyness and my shyness and my nervousness and my anxiety by just doing it, really. That's it. So we're coming up to 20 minutes here, and I'd really like to push that button in the next 10 seconds. So there's our picture so far, and I will log in again tomorrow. See ya! Good morning. Signing in today for Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. I have been up since 4, but it doesn't feel like it's so late because my husband and son are still in bed. The lazy heads. My husband works at, he usually works the night shift, and he did last night, and then today he starts at 12, so he's having a bit of a lie-in. So, today I am going to color out of the new Sally Berry book, Flower Mandalas. You may have seen me do a flip through of that, and I'm going to use my Ohuhu markers here. This is what I have left from an 80 set. Still lots of them left. They last a long time, and they're really juicy. So these are all Ohuhus except for these ones here, these grays that are shorter than the others. Those are from a really old Touch New set, and they are still good. And they must be, 3 years old. And they're still working, and there's nothing wrong with them. So, just mandala books I always start at the beginning, so I'll start there. Sally Berry contacted me and asked if I'd like to review their book, so I went and had a look at it, and it was mandalas, so I knew I pretty much was going to say yes, but took a look first, because I never say yes to reviewing something unless it's something that is useful to me, and that will be useful to be on my channel. Like I wouldn't do like a stapler. I don't know, we just don't use stapler. Stapler might be useful to me, but it wouldn't be of much use to colors. Okay, I'm starting to babble, and I haven't even started yet this morning. I don't know, for some reason my anxiety is there. I don't know why, but it is. So it may take me a little while to kind of calm down on that, but it'll help for me to talk it out here. So this is a large print mandala, and speaking of large print, I need my glasses. Oh, can I ever come to the table prepared? Oh, it's not a good morning for me. My back is killing me, and I'm feeling anxious. So anyways, you don't need to hear about all that. So I'm going to use 3 colors for this one. So I'm going to pick them. I'm just going to pick colors that I like. It's got leaves, so I'm going to want a green or 2. So I have my swatch chart here, but I'm not even going to look at it. These are 2 different shades of green. So actually I'm going to have 4 colors because I want 2 shades of green. And let's get 2 colors for, or actually 1, 2, yeah, let's get 2 colors for, okay, so let's get red, and can't tell if those are purple or pink. Maybe I better check on my thing. Oh, okay. So the 80s. The 80s are purple, except for 85 and up. What's 87? Well, let's see if I have 86. Yeah, there. 86 is a pink. Problem with the Ohuhus, I love them. Like, they're probably my favorite marker. The problem with them, or that I've tried so far anyways, well, I gotta say I love the Touch News. But I think I love the Ohuhus better. They just, I don't know, something about them. But anyways, the problem with them is that they don't have names on them. And that just like really bugs the heck out of me. when I know I can get markers with the names on them. Now these follow the general coding, so I can look at my markers. I have all the names written down for the shuttle arts. So 86 is vivid reddish purple. It's a pink actually. Then 15 is, oh, that's geranium. I don't need to look that up. Yeah, 15 is geranium. 58 is mint green light, and 55 is emerald green. Okay, so let's just keep my Ohuhus open in case I need to look. Now the colors are slightly different than the ones that I have with my shuttle arts, but basically it's not the color, it's just the shade of the color will differ here and there. I think I actually do have two colors that are kind of different, but they're kind of the same too. So anyways, oh, I always start circles with yellow. So here's a yellow, 33. Not circles, oh, flowers. I always start flowers with yellow. So I said I'd have 3 colors. Now I've got 5. Okay, so I've got my protective paper in here, and let's go. You know, I could probably use my... Yeah, I can. You can use your chisel tips in here. Oh, wow. These are nice to color for a change. I usually do mandalas that I need to use my ultrafines for. This is nice, using a chisel tip. Alrighty, so let's see, what have I got to tell you about? I picked out, well, let's get the chisel going. I picked out my Color Your Horde book, and it is Chibi Girls Horror. I've had it for a while, but I have not ever colored in it because I've always been afraid to, because I keep expecting Jade Summer to grayscale it, but they haven't. And now I'm starting to think, well, if they haven't yet, people clamor for it all the time. Like, whenever they ask which book should we grayscale next, or whenever they ask any question about grayscale, there will always be people in the comments who will say, Chibi Girl Horror, do Chibi Girl Horror for us. And if it's Halloween time and they start talking about new books, people will just make threads to say, oh, this is on the Jade Summer Facebook group. People will just make threads that say, let's ask Jade Summer to do grayscale chibi horror, and they never comply. So maybe they're just not going to for some reason. Maybe they have like a clause or something with the artist who did those, because, well, I don't know. They came out with the Christmas chibis, because I was going to say maybe the artist who did the Chibi Girls they had a clause with him or something. I don't know. I'm making things up. Don't anybody take that as... don't go tell people what I said. So, yeah. Just making things up. So anyways, I am going to color in it. What is the sense of having the book? If they make a grayscale book, I will tear out my page and I will put it with the new book. And I'll color it again. Big what? What did we used to say when I was a kid? Big something. Big duh? No, big what? I don't know. Can't remember. Oh, big deal. Still not what I was thinking of. So let's see. I've been on for 9 minutes and I haven't said anything worthwhile. I've been annoyed with YouTube lately because like for a month now they've been having problems with their notification, or maybe it's not a problem. Maybe they're doing it on purpose because they're working on something. And whenever YouTube is working on something, it means that they're going to take something away from us. But anyways, for a good 2 weeks at least, we were not getting notifications. Usually when a comment is left on our channel, we get a notification that we even got notifications of likes and hearts if we, clicked that button to get them. But you always got notifications of comments left. Well, for a good 2 weeks we weren't getting any. And at first I thought, oh my god, people hate my vlog. People hate my vlog. not getting any comments. Then I go and look and there's like, I can't remember how many, but it was in the teens. And I'm like, oh wow, what's up? And yeah, so it was like that for a while. And now we're getting them again, but I'm not getting them all. I'm getting some, most, I don't know. But all I know is I'm not getting them all, so that's annoying. I'm also answering my comments more often now that I've passed 2K. I'm getting more comments than that need to be taken care of on a more timely basis, but that's not a problem. That's a nice problem to have. And yeah, guys, I made 2K, and like that is like, it makes me so happy and so thrilled and also so shocked. Like, I did not think that I would make 2K. When I made 1,000, I was really, really happy, and I thought, well, I have arrived. I now have access to all the things that YouTube keeps hidden from you until you have 1K. And then after that, I thought, well, you always have to have a goal going, right? So I said to myself, and I think I might have even said it in a coloring chat at some point. I said, if I can keep my numbers steady between 1,200 and 1,300, if I'm somewhere between there, like I don't care if I go up or down, as long as I stay between 12 and 1,300, then I think I'll have a really nice little channel here. And so that was my goal, and it didn't take very long till after my 1K that I got there, and then I kept going. And so I was just, I have no point that I want to reach now, because I mean, the people who have 3K or more are like the big channels, like, well, I mean, Anne has like, I don't know, I'm going to guess 15,000, but I mean, like, she's in a league of her own in the coloring community. The people who have more than her are the people who do tutorials only, and they don't even need to talk in their videos. Like, look at Julie's passion for coloring, and she's great to watch if you, because she doesn't do straight coloring, but it's pretty close to. And she also blends from dark to light instead of light to dark. So if you want somebody to watch who's not going to be too fancy for you to follow right away, like say Chris Chang, I've only watched a few of hers because I'll never do that kind of coloring. And I'm not saying anything about my ability, it's just I have no desire to put in the work that it takes to be that kind of colorist. I mean, I'm not saying I could color like that, don't get me wrong. It's just, I mean, I won't, because for one thing, I would never try to. But yeah, Julie's Passion for Coloring is a really good channel to watch for tutorials. I've gotten a few tips from watching her coloring. And just while I'm mentioning that, Color with Claire is great too. When she has a tutorial up, go and watch it, because Color with Claire says that she's lazy. So if she finds a technique that is simple, she will learn it, and then those are the types of things that she passes on to us, and then she tries to teach us in even an easier way than how she learned it. Or she comes up with the things on her own, and they're simple. I've gotten a few things from her. How to do trees and how to do snake skin are the two things that I got from her that I use, that I don't have to look up. That I know how to do that now. And isn't this looking pretty? And then what was I saying? Yeah, okay, I think I'm done that topic. So for my reading and my watching, I am still reading All the Missing Girls. I haven't been doing a lot of reading, so I'm not too far. I'm 25% in, but I know I'm going to read it. I like the characters. I like the story. Missing girls. These are young women. The first one who goes missing is 18, and the second one is in her early 20s, 23 or something like that. Sorry, I have my coffee here. You might have seen me pick that up, not sure. So I'll be taking sips of that every now and then. And for my watching TV, I am still watching True Detective. I finished season 2. That was the one starring Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn. The girl is famous too, but I don't know what her name is. She's a young actress that she looks kind of familiar, but I don't know who she is. I didn't recognize the name at the beginning. So, yeah, so that season was over. It was not anywhere near as good as season 1, but it was good in its own way. The problem is that it was about mafia and gangs and corrupt police, and I like murders. That doesn't sound too good if somebody just clicked on right now. I like murders. Okay. I don't like murders. I like to watch TV shows where the crime is a murder. And so, well, I like mafia stuff. I mean, The Sopranos is one of my all-time ever favorite shows. Man, that was good. Sure wish, oh, I can't even remember what his name was now. James Gandolfini or something like that. Sure wish he was still alive. Poor guy, he wasn't even as old as my husband when he died. That's weird. It's really weird about age. When you get older, you can't believe what the numbers are, because you don't feel any different than you did when you were 30-something. Except for your body, unfortunately. Well, for some of us anyways. Lucky ones stay healthy right up until the end. Jeez, there's 70-year-olds there's 80-year-olds who would beat me in a walking to the corner. Anyways. So now I'm on season 3, and this is awesome. It doesn't have anybody I know in it. I don't know any of the names. The main character is kind of familiar to me, but I may just be thinking that. But he's good, and all the actors are good in it. And this season is about oh, come on. My mind is thinking about the missing girls. What is this season about? It's a murder. Oh! No, wait, did that happen in season 2? Okay, well there's this policeman, and he's doing an interview. It's like the first one where they're interviewing him, he's giving a deposition, and he's talking about a crime that he was the lead on when he was a younger cop. So it's back in the, oh, I don't know it's the 80s. And then it goes to him in the future when he's an old man, which is now. And, oh, I know. It's the 90s when he's giving the deposition. So that's the past. But he talks about the past from the 90s. And then they're talking, is this getting confusing already? And I'm not even telling you the plot. But it's not, believe me. I'm just making it sound confusing. Then they're talking to him now, and he's an old man. And he's talking about the case again, because his wife, who just died, wrote a book about it, and it's the anniversary or something or other of something. But he's talking about the case again, and his wife, and the book, and everything, for a TV show, like one of those reality shows where they get the victims of the crimes, the victim's family, to cry and stuff on and tell their story on TV. Oh, I liked those shows at first, but then there became so many of them that I just started not wanting to see victims' families anymore. It just wasn't interesting. It kind of felt like it was voyeuristic. So I don't know whether to color that in or not. So yeah, so that's True Detective. That's really, really good. So I'm going to go on to these now. So I'm definitely going to do this part dark green. Darker of the two that I have. I'll use this end. These don't post. That's another thing I don't like about the Ohuhus. Can somebody tell me what marker makers think when they don't make the marker post? I mean, they just want you to drop it and what, have it roll off the table? This isn't going to roll off the table. But just have you lose it? Just throw it out in the air. Oh, well done with that. No, we like to stick it on the end so we know where it is. If you're anything like me, you lose your pencils or your markers or something all the time. Oh, I know what I want to show you. It's dirty though. It's got coffee spilt on it, but I'll just show it to you briefly, cover up the dirty part. This thing right here, do you see that? It's for pencils. I don't have one here, but oh, I have a paintbrush. And when you're coloring, you put your pencils in here while you're coloring so that the ones that you're using don't get lost. And you just, you just go like that, because it's like a hairbrush in there, like a really, really tight. Well, it's got the bristles of a hairbrush in it. It's by Derwent. I love it. It's kind of like a novelty item. I don't even know if they still make it because I've had it for quite a number of years. So I didn't come on yesterday on purpose because the first, on Monday, I felt like I was talking 2 miles a minute to say everything I had to say in 20 minutes. And that's definitely not a good idea, to give myself 20 minutes every day, because I can't, if I have to say something, I can't say it in 20 minutes. I get too tongue-tied and say the wrong words, and everything. So yeah, I don't want to make myself speed on here. So I have 40 minutes today, and I don't have enough things written down because you know I told you I make a little note, just a little heading of topic I want to talk about. It reminds me of what I want to say. Ooh, this kind of feels like it's getting worn out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here it goes. I don't feel like I'm going to make them all. Okay, sorry. It's looking Christmassy, isn't it? You know, it is really hard. If you see somebody's picture that is done and has red and green in it and you really think it's beautiful, you need to tell the person, because it is so hard to put red and green together and not have it look Christmassy. Okay, you know what? We're gonna scrape enough out of here. It's not going streaky yet. It just really feels like it wants to give up the ghost. Okay, there we go. So, let me see. Oops. Yeah, I can do that. No, it's still in there. So let's just put it down and let the ink settle in there. So I have this one, which is lighter green, but I'm wondering if maybe I should put a different color in there to get rid of the... Oh, I could fill this part in. I don't know, I wish you guys could answer me. Should I do this part or not? I've been over 20 minutes already. Oh my god. I don't know if I should do that or not. What color would go with this? Oh, turquoise. Turquoise would look nice. Which one is the most turquoisey that I have? Or have I used those all up? Yeah. I've used up all the turquoises in this. 57 is the same as this. Well, 59 is a different shade of green altogether. Why don't we go with that one? Okay. Oh, excuse me. Where that came from, I felt like I gulped some air and swallowed it the wrong way around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate the leaves. Or this way. Maybe every other? Yeah. Let's go with every other. Are there sets of two? Two. Oh yeah, they are. So maybe I'll make a set of two one way. Yeah, that's what I'll do. This one's kind of a turquoisey green. And then when I have this filled in, it'll let me know about filling that in. I have a real big problem with white space. I may have said this already, but it's like I can't leave any. And so if I do a mandala and leave white space and I like it, I feel like I've accomplished something. Okay, so then there's those two as a pair, and then I'm going to do these two as a pair. Hello? I can hear my husband getting up. He probably heard me talking and doesn't want to come say hi because he doesn't like for his voice to be on here. It's like he thinks you can see him. He doesn't think you can, but that's how he acts. He definitely is not going to be talking on this channel with me. We can say that for sure. So this is fun. I like coloring this. It's a different mandala. I've never colored anything like this. So I think I'm just going to finish this up and then I'm going to have to go because my shoulder is going numb on me, and I need to take my meds. But did I do that right? Oh, yeah, okay. But I hope I got some content in there. Oh, I'll tell you something funny that happened. Well, it's not funny, but it's just funny, weird, that happened yesterday. Yesterday I got a parcel in the mail, well, that I ordered in March. It was March-ish. Could have been February, but that could have been the end of February or in March. I got it today from Japan. Excuse me just a minute, I have to like clear my throat again. Sorry. I'm from Japan, and I have already... Is this the one I was going to use? That's dark. What'd I get out? Oh, light. Oh yeah, I used that already. Okay. I've already filed a return. Well, not a return. I filed that I hadn't received it because the time went by, and they told me to give 2 more weeks, so I did, and it still hadn't come, and so it had been over 8 weeks. Like 8 weeks, or like I probably waited. I probably waited a couple days more, couple days more than 8 weeks, and then I filed I didn't receive it on Amazon, and I got a refund right away. Well, it said it was sending a message to the seller, and then it didn't take long after that to when I got a refund, so. And then I get it today. So. Well, I guess they're like, I mean, I used to be an Amazon seller back when I sold books. So, like, there's nothing that the seller can do except resell it to you. And I've seen the item on Amazon since, and the price is like twice what I paid. So I guess they're making their money back that they lost on me. May even be more than that. And it was one of those, I have it here. Just let me finish this and then I'll show it to you. So yeah, I think I paid $4 something, and it's $14 now, so that's almost 3 times the price. Not quite. 2.5 times the price anyways. This one's feeling scratchy too. Okay, where did I put that big one over there? Well, that's weird how I started with 1 and went on. Yeah, so I won't be ordering it again from him unless no, I won't have to, because I know that I can get it from Jet Pens. They sell them. They mostly sell pens, but they do sell some, like they sell Sakura products, so that's why they sell it. Now I think I'm gonna leave that white because, you know, it's kind of like a floofy. I don't know, like floofy. I think there's enough pink in there, and we have the turquoise that it doesn't quite say Christmas. But anyways, here's another sneak peek to something from my haul. But you guys are getting to see stuff. Like, I know there's people who are subscribed to me who only watch the haul, and there's people who are subscribed to me who only watch the finished pages, and then of course there's ones who only watch those 2 videos at the end, because I get a lot of viewers and comments and stuff on those. But anyways, this is it. That's just tape so the lid doesn't come off. These are Sakura Decorez. You can buy a set of these on, this is the same, on Amazon, or look around. I mean, they're not popular, but they're not rare or anything, so you shouldn't have to pay an exorbitant price for them. Yeah, so these are gel pens, and the pastel ones, which the white belongs to the pastel shades, They are a 3D kind of like gel paint. Like, it works like a gel pen, but when it's finished, it's raised just slightly off of the surface, and they're opaque. And this is my absolute favorite white pen, which I use exclusively for whites at the moment. I've had favorite pens that I swore by before, but so I'm not saying forever, all time, but at the moment, and has been for quite some time. So guys, I'm going to end it. I talked more than I thought I would about with not having much to say. So I hope it was worth your while listening to today's little log on. I may log on again today. We'll just see, because now I have time. I'm only going to be just over 35 minutes today, so I've got time now. I don't have to rush and get everything in 20 minutes. So I will see you again. I'm just going to log off now, and I will see you in a couple of secs on your time. I am logging in on Sunday at approximately noon. Today is Father's Day, and I am alone because our 20-year-old son has taken his father out for not a lot of places to go because the restaurants aren't open yet. And so anyways, they decided to go to the driving range, and they have a batting cage there too, so they'll probably get a bite to eat also. So yeah, I'm on my own right now, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a check-in with you so that I can spend the rest of the day uploading this. So this is my Designing Colors magazine, volume 14, and I am trying to work on 2 pages a week, but not a week, a month, 2 pages a month. And I haven't really been living up to that expectation, and I probably won't again. I'll probably just get this 1 page done. So I thought I would work on this while I chatted with you, and then I have something to show you. So we're just going to have a quick chat. I don't have a lot to say. I can't remember if I logged in on, I think probably the last time I logged in was Wednesday, and I've just really been kicked in the butt with the sleeping sickness part of fibro. Today I'm good though. Like, I woke up and I haven't been drowsy, and you know, I think that part's over for a little while. So anyways, on Thursday I went and had my doctor's appointments. I had the pain clinic like usual, and then I had an in-person appointment with my psychiatrist. Of course, both doctor's places I had to wear a mask. And then after that we went to Walmart because hubby had to pick up a few things, and I had just had my needles done, so I just took the walker with me because I knew that if I was going to go into Walmart, the only place I would go is straight to the magazines. So that is what I did. I didn't plan on buying anything, but I saw there's a new magazine out, or at least new to me, that is a color by number, but it's not a mystery colors, it's a normal picture color by number, and I'm thinking it's called Color and Relax, but it's not. That's the name of another coloring magazine, I think. It's called Relax and Color, that's why. And it's made by the same people that do mystery colors. So it's the same kind of paper, same kind of format, and all that kind of thing. So, of course, I had to get that. I couldn't not get a new color by number book. So, got that. And then, oh man, like when I get my needles, I get so tired. And so I came home and crashed. I was hoping to get on here and talk to you guys, but I'm not sure what time we got home, probably about 3:30, and then I slept straight through until 8:30 at night, and then I got up, got ready for bed, and went back to bed. So that was my Thursday, and like I said, Friday just kicked my butt, and same with Saturday. It's just this whole week, even last week, but I don't think it was, I don't know, you know, it's hard to say, oh, this is fibro, oh, this is fibro. It's just, it could be something else, but, you know, it's just, anyways, last week I was tired all the time, but this week I know for sure it was the fibro. So, yeah, I haven't logged on today, but just wanted to get myself caught up to date with my reading and TV shows and that kind of stuff. And let you guys know that at the end of the month I have got a big haul coming. So I've decided to haul something at the end of my talking here. So let me say, for reading, I finished reading All the Missing Girls, and at about the 30% mark it became a absolute page turner, which I could not put down. I just loved it. The ending was a little bit disappointing for me because, yeah, I knew how it was going to end, so, you know, but it was a page turner still, because, you know, even if you know what's going on, it's still, an author can still keep you glued to the pages on how it unfolds, you know, how everybody gets to know that that's what's going on. So that's what happened. That's what happened to me. So that was great. And then the next book that I read, yes, I read in its entirety, is The Butterfly Garden, and I even wrote down the author of this because I highly recommend this book if you're into thriller. Well, this is more of a psychological thriller that's called The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchinson, and I read it straight through. Every moment that I was awake on the weekend when I wasn't asleep, well, Friday and Saturday, I read it. So I would sleep and wake up for a little bit and then go back to sleep. And every time I was up for a bit, I was reading that book. And I actually stayed up really late in the night to finish it off because it was just such a gripper. It's called The Butterfly Garden. And the perspective is so different because it's about this guy who collects women, and I never really could understand the complex that he had, but it was attached to his house. He was a billionaire or millionaire or something like that. So he had a great big mansion, and somehow attached to that he had this complex where he kept them. But what he did was that when he got them in, they would stay in a room all by themselves, and he would tattoo humongous butterfly on their backs because that's what he was into, collecting butterflies, but he wanted to turn women into butterflies. And so that's how our book starts, with the main character waking up and finding herself there. She goes through the tattooing, and once he's done tattooing the girls, he gives them a name, and then he rapes them for the first time. And then they're allowed into the general community where he has a bunch of these girls, and some of them have been there for about 5 years, because he likes to pick them at around 16, 17. And when they turn 21, he kills them and fills them with, and this isn't giving anything away, and he fills them with embalming fluid, and then he encases them in resin, and they're all in display throughout throughout the complex where the butterflies live, so they know that that's going to happen to them when they turn 21. And there's no escaping from this place. So that's where our girl finds herself, and that's what we're told, like this, the life of being a captive down there, and then the eventual story on how they're set free at the end, because, you know, obviously the guy's going to get caught when you're reading that kind of a story. So, very unique way of reading a story, like, from, yeah, just a page turner. And, so yeah, I finished watching True Detective, which I highly recommend to y'all. It's an American show. It only lasted for 3 seasons, and the last season was excellent. The second season, even though it starred Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn, who I really like, it wasn't up to par with season 1 at all. And then, well, the funny thing about season 2 was that everybody talked like this all the time, like Frank, you need to go finish him off. Okay, Ray, I'll do that. Okay, if I take Annie with me. Annie, you coming? Sure, Ray, I'm definitely coming. See you later, Frank. And they all talk like that, the women and the men. And so I'm coloring and watching at the same time, and I can't tell who's talking because they all talk the same. I couldn't even tell the difference between the woman and the men. So that got, like, that became humorous after a while, and then you got tired of it. But yeah, it lasted the whole season. And then season 3 was excellent. I did not know any of the main characters, but the guy who played the lead was somebody or other Ali. So I wonder if he is Muhammad Ali's son. So that just kind of came to my mind that he might be. He was a really big muscular type of guy, but I didn't really see any resemblance in him. He was really tall, and I guess so is what's her face, his daughter. I've forgotten her name now, but I think I'm guessing that's who he is. But I don't know him as an actor, and I didn't know anybody else. But it was on par with number 1. You have to put number 1 as the best because of it having Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey starring in it, and 3 didn't really have any stars. So not quite as good, but almost as good. So now I've moved on to a UK show, and it's called Criminal UK. And there's a whole bunch of these shows called Criminal Germany, Criminal Spain, and there's a few others of them. I don't like watching subtitled shows, so I'm not watching the foreign ones because it's impossible to read a TV show while you're coloring. So yeah, I'm just watching the UK one, and so far it's really good. I've watched a lot of UK crime shows now, so the actors are all ones I've seen before in other shows. But yeah, I'm on the 3rd episode of season 1, and I'm really enjoying that too. I guess I'm not really doing much coloring here, am I? So yeah, I wanted to get up to date with that so that I could, this is kind of like a personal reading log for me. And watching log. I've always kept track of the books that I read, but I've never, well, I have been keeping track of the TV shows I've been watching for a while, and the occasional movie, but I have an app for doing that. It's called TV Times, but they've added movies to it, so that's in there too. So, I'm going to stop the coloring. Sorry, that was just to give you something to watch while I talked, and now I'm going to give you a little mini haul. Well, not that little. My sister sent me a package, which was basically a small box worth of stuff, even though she taped 2 envelopes together to send it to me. So what the purpose of the exchange was that the two of us, we exchanged duplicate pages in our coloring books. If they have two sets of pages, then that way we can both have a copy of the books, and we can do buddy colors out of them. So I'm going to show you what she gave me. She forgot to give me the covers. So, well, what we do is we scan and print the covers so that we know what the book is, and she forgot to do that this time, so I don't know what some of them are, but I know that some of the ones that I don't know what they are by Dia, and I think that's, did I write it down on this piece of paper? Oh yeah, it is. It's DHIYA, what some of them are by, and I think this is one of them. It's a fairy book. Oh, it's really nice. And then there was some books by another one of Blondia's companies, and I can't remember who these are by, but they're all girls. There's that one. There's this one. This one's obviously fairies. And then there is this one. This one's got some cool stuff in it. And you know, the backgrounds, they're all fancy and stuff, but you can just color the background all in one color, and they still look nice. And then a Molly Harrison one, which is one of her Halloween ones. Or no, not Molly Harrison. Alina Lazarava. Alina Lavariza. See, it even says on them that you can share the second set of pages with a family member or a friend. And then this is really cute, and I do not remember what this is called at all. Is there advertising at the back? No. This is just absolutely adorable. It's a Chibi Girl one. Yeah, adorable. Okay, now the ones that I know what they are is Hannah Lynn's Victorian, Jade Summers Anime. Yeah, she sent a ton this time. Now this one is Demita Victoria, and this is the one that's called Fantastic Beauties or something like that, Volume 2. It's the only one that has a Volume 2 to it. And then the other one is Classic Princessa. That's one. So yeah, those are the duplicate copies that she sent me. And then she just picked up this other stuff for me. This is a postcard, 10 postcards, 15 gift tags, and 10 ornaments, Christmas to color, and it's by Mary Tanana. I have her coloring book, Christmas to color, and I absolutely love it. So I was excited to get these, as I'm trying to get a few coloring postcard books. And then I was extremely excited with this. She sent me the 36 pack of the Stettler 320s. These are one of my favorite pens to use for the mystery color magazines. They're kind of like the mystery or books. They're kind of like a super tip, but the tip is longer and it's narrower, and it's much easier for me to navigate with that. And then it has a really nice thick fine liner. But like the fine liner is about 1.0. So I have these, and this will give me a set of some backups, which I'm already starting to need. So she got them and didn't like them herself. Then when she was in Scotland, she picked this up for me from the works, and she's been saying she would send it to me, and she finally did. So this one is beautiful, and it's compiled by Felicity James. So yeah, it's got some nice pictures in it. And then she got She got some dollar store books. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So this one is called Kick Back and Color Animals to Music. I don't know what that means. So these are stock images. I'm not going to color all of these, but I'm going to probably pick out the ones that I want to color, because there's a few in there I really like. There's a download code to the music. Now the other ones are challenging color by number, and I have these two already, which is okay, because I'll put them in my pile of stuff that I have that I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. But and then here's another one. It's called Challenging Color by Number. And these are all by Kappa. And then that's another one in the series. This one feels thick though. And then there's a Kick Back and Color by Numbers Animals to Music. So this is the same as the other one, Kick Back and Color, except this one is color by number. Yeah, it's not the same pictures, but yeah. And then there's a mandala book, so I'm always happy for a mandala book. So those are either by Bendon or Kappa, and then there's this Kick Back and Color series is from Landau. So she got all these from the Dollar Tree, I think. I don't hardly ever go there. And then when she was in Scotland, she also got me this one. It was on my wish list, so she picked it up for me. And it's Tangled Bay by Jessica Palmer. And this is, it's got all sorts of ocean-themed pictures in it. And I love coloring that kind of stuff, so... Yeah, Jessica Palmer has a series of these. There's Tangled Wood, Tangled Bay. I can't remember the name of the other ones. Actually, they're just coming out with a large print edition of that. One of them. And then, look at this, guys. It is 11 by 14 inches. This is huge. And she got this at Dollarama. And it's 15 coloring pages. They're on decent paper. They're single-sided, and it's Dreamland, so they're all fantasy pictures. I don't know if you can see that, because my light is sort of being covered up. But these are fantastic, and these will be a ton of fun to color. Look at that. A tournament with knights. Yeah, so looking forward to that. And that's about all that I have to check in with you today. Yeah, that's it. So if you made it all the way to the end, please give me a like and comment in the comments about anything that we talked about here this week. I just really appreciate your comments. It's so fun to talk with y'all. And yeah, I'm just gonna say goodbye. It's a nice day today, and I can't wait for my hubby and my son to come home and tell me all about their day, though I imagine it'll be a few hours yet. So thank you for joining me and allowing me to come into your homes like this every week. So until next week, guys. Bye-bye.